Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Milwaukee Brewers.
It's a rainy night that has not deterred the tailgating scene. We welcome you to Brewers TV tonight. It's presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. The roof is closed. Thank goodness there is a roof. A little shower outside. Been a rough weather day today. Going to be nice the rest of the weekend. Summerfest starts tomorrow. We got Brewers baseball here tonight. Garrett Mitchell is on a heater. Hit a big game-winning home run last night. Last 23 games. 12 runs batted in. He's got 13 extra base hits, and he hit a mammoth homer in last night's game. Gavin Williams has been the Guardians' ace, and he'll match up against Brandon Sproat. Might have a chance one day to be an ace. He's that nasty, and he's pitching well over his last two starts. And with that, we welcome you. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us from American Family Field. I'm Brian Anderson with Vinny Rottino. We'll hear from Sophia Minnaert in just a moment. Well, the Brewers just closed out the first 70 games of the season, and no Brewers team in franchise history with as many wins as this current crop. 44 wins, Vinny. It has been an incredible story going through all the injuries, and yet the best in franchise history through the first 70.
It's hard to believe that this team could be better than last year's team. The 2025 team won 97 games. That was a franchise record. Now they're on pace for 102 wins this season. They're doing it in all facets of the game. Their offense, 5.3 runs per game. That's second in all of baseball, doing it with guys like Jake Bauers, Jackson Chourio, Terang, Contreras is stepping up. Their starting pitching is third best in all of baseball in terms of ERA. They've been dominant with a dominant guy like Jacob Mizorowski on the mound. The relievers have been excellent. A bunch of dogs down there. That's what Trevor McGill calls them. Their defense has been sound, and their base running has been smart and instinctual. All facets of the game, they are playing exceptionally well. Look for it to continue tonight.
Yeah, and I think what's most impressive is how they have endured a number of injuries, including injuries to the starting rotation. And Sophia Minnaert, one of those guys, Brandon Sproat, filling in for Brandon Woodruff, and he has been excellent.
Yeah, he has 13 games now. He's made 11 starts, and he's starting to figure things out and starting to build some confidence here in this starting rotation, the youngest in Major League Baseball. And despite that, and despite the injuries that they have had to weather here, missing Brandon Woodruff, missing Quinn Priester, these young players have stepped up, and Brandon Sproat is continuing to grow. And he spoke about just stacking up good days, and he had 2 good starts on the road trip. The first one at Coors Field, it was 5 innings, 3 earned runs for him. And then most recently, he pitched the series finale at Las Vegas Ballpark and put together a quality start in a very tough environment. Ended up going 6 innings and 1 earned run. So Sproat spoke about stacking up those good days and starting to build some momentum on the mound.
What has, been success for me is seeing all the work that, I've put in, with Jim and Hook and all the drills and, some mechanic tweaks that we've done, kind of, translate to the game. The results are the byproduct of all the work that we put in. So that was, was really pleasing for me. It was just, okay, like all my work, that I've put in, stacking days, has, is paying off.
Well, Brandon Sproat takes the mound, and Bryce Terang homered again last night, his 11th of the season. Garrett Mitchell added another solo shot for his 5th of the season. The Brewers look to continue that offense behind their rookie starter here tonight, getting ready for Game 2 of this series between the Brewers and the Guardians.
Presented by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Freighted and the Medical College of Wisconsin.
You might take something from
Brewers TV is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Welcome inside American Family Field on a rainy Wednesday night. And a crowd still making their way inside. Brian Anderson, Vinny Rottino, our Emmy-winning reporter, Sophia Minnaert. Tonight's game produced by Dan Keener, directed by Lindsay Ploget and our terrific crew here in Milwaukee. Brandon Sproat on his way to the mound as he gets the start here tonight against the Guardians. Here's the Potawatomi Sportsbook batting order. turned in by Stephen Vogt, the former Brewer. Travis Bazzana will lead off. Kyle Manzardo, then Brian Rocchio. Middle of the order is Rhys Hoskins, Daniel Schneemann, and David Fry. Stephen Kwan, Petey Halpin, and Patrick Bailey round out the starting 9 for Cleveland. And Vinny, it is Sproat. He has been good his last 2 times out. Had a terrific outing, albeit a short outing as far as pitches go, against the A's across 6 innings last time out.
Yeah, in those last 2 starts, he covered 11 innings and only gave up 4 earned runs in those outings. A couple of the most difficult places to pitch on the planet, in Coors Field and in Las Vegas. He pitched 1 week ago on Wednesday in Las Vegas, giving up just 1 earned run, a solo homer. He was efficient. He used the cutter-sinker combination to perfection. Let's see that defense playing behind Brandon Sproat tonight's ball game. Jackson Chourio in left, Garrett Mitchell in center, Sal Frelick in right, David Hamilton at third, Cooper Pratt getting his 2nd career start at short, Bryce Terang at 2nd, Jake Bowers at 1st, and William Contreras behind the plate. That's brought to you by Landmark Credit Union.
4-man umpiring crew in place: Ryan Wills, Lance Barksdale, Will Little, and Ryan Addison. Around the horn we go. And our thanks to Ryan Wills, wearing ump cam for us tonight, be giving us some good looks from behind the plate. First ball swinging is Bazzana. First pitch brought to you by Aurora Healthcare, and Chourio puts that one away, and we started with a bang tonight. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And not an easy play. Let's take a look at that ump cam from umpire Ryan Wills, and that ball is driven to left field, and Jackson Chourio makes a nice running catch.
And 1 away. Here is Kyle Manzardo. 64 degrees outside American Family Field, 5 degrees warmer inside. The roof and the panels are closed tonight, and so it's a little more comfortable in here, but you can only heat the building 20 degrees. Heaters are definitely not on tonight. Nice to have that roof. This would be a game that would be in question tonight if we didn't have it here in Milwaukee. Manzardo fouls that right off his foot. Ouch. Does wear that protective brace.
Let's take a look at that cutter. That is a big pitch for Brandon Sproat, and it's right off of Manzardo's inside shin, and it actually gets his shin guard, but it still hurts. That's right off the shin guard, and that's how much force is on that ball that goes right into his shin. It'll still put you on your knees.
That is a developing pitch for Brandon Sproat. Vinny, I've heard you talk about it often. This is a pitch that could turn him into a real problem for opposing hitters.
It's got a ton of break on that pitch, that horizontal break to it. It's at 94 to 96.
And it pairs well with a 99-mile-an-hour sinking fastball. Sproat has electric stuff. When he gets it all corralled and the Brewers have him in the lab, he's a work in progress right now. When it all comes together, if it does, look out. He's got a chance to be a real star in this game. As he gets a swing and a miss from Manzardo, goes upstairs with a big fastball.
At 98 miles per hour, just above the zone. And you're right, BA. He's got all the tools, all the weapons to be a top-end starter in this league.
One of the things the Brewers will keep a close eye on with Sproat every time he's out there. He fatigues out fairly quickly, trying to build that strength. Wow. Big league fastball right there, and he strikes out Manzardo. And look at the location of these pitches. He worked all around the edges. That one right down the middle and right by Manzardo.
Right into your living room from that ump cam. And yes, it is gas, power against power right there against Kyle Manzardo, and Brandon Sproat wins that battle.
2 up, 2 down. Here is Brian Rocchio, switch hitting shortstop. A great ball game last night. Brewers won 2-1. Had an early lead on the Terang home run. Guardians tied it up. Got a run off Aaron Ashby, which is hard to do. And then Garrett Mitchell hit a go-ahead home run. And the Brewers rode that to the finish line with Uribe and McGill. It secured another win for Aaron Ashby, his 10th win. He's the major league leader in that category. And the Brewers won a thriller last night in just over 2 hours.
I mentioned on the broadcast last night that it was a vulture win, but 9 of those 10 wins by Aaron Ashby have not been those vulture type wins. What does that mean? Where you actually come into the game with the lead. You give up the lead, and then you stay in the game long enough when your team ends up with the lead, and then you get the win.
Wow, Sproat out of the gates on fire here. Back-to-back strikeouts, a 10-pitch inning, commanding the strike zone early.
And a blue moon.
Guardians fail to score. They go in order as Brandon Sproat with a couple of strikeouts. And now we take a look at the Brewers lineup, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Christian Yelich back in the leadoff spot. He's the DH again tonight. Jackson Chourio, Bryce Terang. It is Contreras, Bowers, and Frelick in the middle with Mitchell, Cooper, Pratt, and David Hamilton rounding it out against Gavin Williams. He is the Guardians' ace, Vinny.
Yeah, power-armed right-hander, imposing 6'6", 250-pound frame. Last pitched a week ago Monday against the Yankees. So they've given him a full 8 days of rest. And that's by design to make sure that he is able to sustain what he's able to do on the mound all year long for the Guardians. He is their ace, as you mentioned, VA.
9-game winner. He has the lead in the American League as far as wins go. 9-3 at 3.32 ERA. Guardians don't score a lot of runs, so their pitching staff bears a lot of the burden, Vinny. This is a Guardians team that has scored 3 runs or fewer in 7 of their last 10 games, and they have lost Jose Ramirez. They have an injured list that is stacking up right now with Angel Martinez and Jose Ramirez, and today they put Chase DeLauder on the IL. So those are 3 big players in their lineup and on their roster that they will be without offensively.
Well, they already couldn't score runs coming into a couple of days ago, the game when they were 27th in runs scored, and all of a sudden they lose those 3 guys in the first 4 innings of that game. Now, this team is a little bit in trouble offensively for sure, but they can throw the baseball and they can play defense behind them.
It does put a lot of pressure on their pitching staff, and sometimes it can work to an opponent's favor. Brewers will try to put some early runs on the board, and that is Yelich deep into left field. That has some carry, and that's how you start a ball game. Yelich goes opposite field. And the Brewers strike first here tonight in the first.
How about Christian Yelich? That was a beautiful swing to the opposite field on a 3-2 curveball. And Gavin Williams has a nasty breaking ball, and Christian Yelich just hit his best pitch out of the ballpark to the opposite field.
Yelich with home run number 5 as Chourio off the end of the bat on a couple of hops to Rocchio up the line. Chourio tagged out. Yelich, 3 of his 5 homers now, Vinny, on breaking balls, and that one sat right in the honey hole.
It was a great at-bat to get it to 3-2, and that is Gavin Williams' bread and butter to left-handers. He'll throw the sweeper to righties, but hangs that breaking ball on a 3-2 pitch and drives it out of here. 104 off the bat, 387 feet. That's the 14th home run Gavin Williams has given up. That's why you see the frustration on his face.
Wisconsin lottery home run count at 5 for Yelich this year. In his career, his 10th leadoff home run. And what a way to start a game tonight offensively for the Brewers. Brewers have relied on the home run ball so far in this series. That is not their MO offensively. Matter of fact, they are the team that relies on the home run the least among the contenders. Terang rolls one over to first base, and Zardo takes it to the bag.
Let's take a look at that Guardians defense playing behind Gavin Williams. Stephen Kwan gets the start in left. Petey Halpin recently called up in center. David Fry back-to-back nights in right. Around the infield, third to first. Schneemann, Rocchio, Bazzana, Manzardo at first, and Patrick Bailey making his 17th start behind the plate. Acquired on May 9th by the Guardians from the San Francisco Giants.
Here is Contreras now. And 2 excellent catchers among the many matchups to look at here in this game with Patrick Bailey and William Contreras. high level of respect between these two as well. Contreras has his batting average up to 290. OPS at 752 coming in, playing just about every day. If he's not catching, has a chance to be used as the DH. And as the Brewers start to try to find some windows off for Contreras, good way to give him a half day off anyway. He's the kind of bat you want in there. 3 balls, no strikes, and Contreras taking all the way, takes a sinker at 98 miles an hour.
Really interesting with Gavin Williams, BA. With nobody on, he's given up 11 home runs on the season. So that's out of the windup, out of the stretch, only 3.
And he misses, and it's ball 4, no challenge. Contreras is aboard with a 2-out walk. Ball 4 presented by Felco.
It's a guy who led the league in walks last year in Gavin Williams. He has cut that walk rate almost in half, just because of the fact that he is now throwing that 2-seam fastball. That's a new pitch for him ever since the All-Star break last season.
He's got that little hitch in his motion, which almost acts as a release device. You'll see him kind of rock back and then fire forward. He's a work in progress that has kind of found it, and he found it last year. He was good for them in the postseason, even though he suffered a loss at the hands of the Tigers. He pitched very well in that wild card game last year. Had a 6-inning outing, no earned runs, and struck out 8. And the command is really the difference, Vinny. As you mentioned, he's kind of pitched into his big 6'6" frame. And he is now a real force in the American League, one of the best pitchers in the league. Jake Bauers with Contreras at first, and a swing and a miss.
Well, he stays stacked a lot better out of the stretch, so meaning he doesn't rock back and kind of get his weight going into his heel like he does when there's nobody on out of the windup. Kind of learning on the fly, developing at the big league level. He's developed into one of the best in the game, quite frankly.
Hitters count 3-1 to Bauers. And he draws the walk. Back-to-back walks with 2 outs after the leadoff home run by Yelich. And the Brewers putting up another threat here in the first inning.
Let's check out tonight's Miller Time game plan. You know, the idea is don't blink. The team that makes more mistakes in tonight's ball game is going to be the team that comes away with a loss. You saw a couple of mistakes last night by the Guardians, giving up a couple of solo home runs. The Brewers gave up a couple of their own, but the Brewers came out on top. You got to figure this is going to be a low-scoring affair with the Guardians' ace on the mound, and the fact that the Guardians' offense has been struggling all season.
Sal Frelick with 2 away. Coming in with 3 home runs, 25 driven in. Got a pinch hit appearance last night, and then stayed in the game in right field. Finished the game. He hit for Andrew Vaughn last night. First inning run differential. The Brewers strike early often, and they lead the majors in the run differential in the first inning.
It's surprising to see the Nationals on that list, although that offense for the Nationals is #1 in all of baseball, but their pitching has been bad. It just goes to show how good both the offense and the pitching has been for the Milwaukee Brewers.
2 on, 2 out. Williams deals to Frelick, drives one in the gap. Into right center, down and to the wall. In to score is Contreras. Bauers being waved home. No throw. It's a double for Sal. He drives in a pair, and it's 3-0 Brewers in the first inning.
Yeah, more first inning runs for the Brewers. The more two-out runs for the Milwaukee Brewers, getting it done with 2 outs, runners in scoring position. That was supposed to be a front hip sinker, and it did not get in far enough because Sal Frelick uses that short, compact swing, those quick hands, and drives it into the gap in the right center. And Bauer's able to score all the way from first base, cutting the bases nicely. That's brought to you by our wire cam, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook, and Kevin Williams having all kinds of problems with the Milwaukee Brewers in this first.
2 hits, 2 walks, a home run and a double. And a meeting at the mound for the Guardians right away. 2 out runs. The Brewers high on that list as well, trying to gain some ground on the Angels. They lead the National League in that category. They're 4th in baseball. Carl Willis, Guardians pitching coach, making a first inning appearance with his ace on the mound. So here is Mitchell now. Mitchell hit a screaming line drive up into the Lowe's level last night, up into the second deck. Left the bat at 112 miles an hour. One of the hardest hit balls he's had as a Brewer. That was his 5th home run of the year. He's got 15 hits in the month of June in 11 games in the month of June. He's kind of finding his window right now, riding a hot streak.
15 for 42, hitting .357 in the month. 8 extra base hits. Hit that homer off of Hunter Gaddis.
Got jammed a little, but a fly ball that carries. It's going to be just shy of the track. Fry puts it away. Just missed it by a click. Christian Yelich did not miss it. A leadoff home run for Yelly, and the former MVP puts the Brewers on the board in the first. They add 2 more, and it's 3-0 out of the gates.
How do you describe
the Brewers now with a 3-0 lead? Brandon Sproat back to work, and he made 2 strong starts on the road trip in very tough environments. Went 5 innings, 3 earned runs at Coors Field, and then his last one at Las Vegas Ballpark turned in a quality start. 6 innings, 1 earned run for him in just under 70 pitches. And so Brandon Sproat said that the thing that he has been working on the most with pitching coach Chris Hook has been just some drills that he started prior to that Rocky start of just trying to keep him as linear and straight to home plate as possible. He said when the command and the delivery is off, it's usually because I'm going across my body, I'm closing myself off. And so Hook has been working with him on these drills just to lean into his athleticism. They know that he's a great athlete. He said when I'm able to stay straight to the plate and do that consistently, it just allows everything to move freely, his body to allow himself to get into the good positions for him to repeat his mechanics and then just let his stuff play in the zone. So also learning to trust his defense behind him. He said that really felt the work with the drills helped him a lot in Coors Field, felt even better with it in that last start against the Athletics.
Yeah, I mean, athletes like this and guys with this kind of stuff don't grow on trees. I mean, this kid is a premium athlete, and he's getting down the mound with such athleticism and freedom now in these last 2 starts. And the direction as to which he lands and gets down the mound is super important because he needs to be able to go north-south instead of rotational, east-west, right? And that's when he's going to have his best stuff.
Pretty good breaking ball right there, and Rhys Hoskins cannot lay off. He strikes out, and 3 consecutive strikeouts for Sproat, who starts the 2nd inning with a K.
Yeah, he's got a couple of different versions of the breaking ball, and this one is the sweeper. Throws that one to righties a bit more often, and you can see that Rhys Hoskins was frustrated with the Trek swing because he could not read it out of the hand of Braden Sproat.
Brings up Daniel Schneemann. Sproat was a multi-sport athlete in high school in Florida. Quarterback, outstanding football player, and in high school when he wasn't pitching, he was catching for the most part. He played all over, but he enjoyed catching, and he spent a lot of time behind the plate, which has only helped him in his professional career to think about the game from that side of the field.
And think about how hitters are reacting to stuff, reading swings, how to set hitters up. Absolutely.
0-2 the count on Schneemann. And he blows him away. 98-mile-an-hour cheddar. 4 consecutive strikeouts for Brandon Sproat.
Fastball top of the zone at 98 miles per hour. You see how he steps on it a little bit and he gets a little extra on it. Gets clean through the baseball and right by Schneemann.
Brings up David Fry.
You can sense it from some of these guys in the Brewers rotation. Brandon Sproat, obviously Jacob Mizorowski, Kyle Harrison with the upper 90s fastball, how when they reach back for a little bit extra, you can see that they're just stepping on it a little bit with that backside and getting through it.
Cleaning up the mechanics. It's been so fun to watch guys like Mizorowski and Harrison this year and Sproat. And the Brewers certainly have a long history of developing pitchers, being patient with pitchers, knowing that the start, the day on the mound may be the test, but there are multiple quizzes throughout the campaign, meaning your whole grade doesn't depend on one start or 2 starts. So these guys know they're going to get the ball. Sproat is a guy that stepped in for Brandon Woodruff when he went on the injured list. Woodruff is close to returning. Sophia's going to have more on that in a little while. And the goal for Sproat is to not be looking over his shoulder, not to be thinking about where his role will end up when all the pieces are healthy. Just stay in the moment, keep adding to your arsenal, keep refining the pitches that have put you in position to be excellent. Fry sends one to center in his tracks. Garrett Mitchell, and a 1-2-3 inning with 2 more strikeouts. Sproat off to a great start. 6 in a row, 4 Ks. We go to the bottom of the second, 3-0 Crew.
So
Day 2 in the big leagues for Cooper Pratt. Made his major league debut yesterday. Said it was a whirlwind. Said he stayed up most of the night last night just going through every sequence in his head. Now he has arrived at day 2, his first at bat of the game. Got a nice hand from this crowd here. It's so interesting to me to how the fans have already jumped on the Cooper part of his name, and you're hearing the Coop cheers, which if you go back far enough with Brewers baseball, Cecil Cooper was the originator of that Coop, and it was it's in the DNA of Brewers fans here. There's his mother, still got a lot of friends and family, Cooper Pratt does, in the ballpark again tonight. Had a chance to talk to Cooper before the game. He's all smiles. Said it was an amazing experience. All that hard work, all his family here to witness it. And of course the Brewers got the win. And that was the first response he had.
that was the thing that I took away from that post-game interview from him, is the fact that he said, look, I didn't get my first hit, but his face lit up with a smile once he then said, but the team won. Vibes are great around this clubhouse with that W. That's the kind of player he is.
Got his first error out of the way. He is an excellent defender. So you want to limit the expectations on the bat as he shoots one through, and there it is. His first hit in the big leagues. And it comes in his second game. And the fans here at American Family Field stand and cheer. That ball goes on the mantle for all time.
What a great moment for Cooper Pratt.
First of many for this young talent. Hamilton shows bunt, takes a ball.
A clean single to the opposite field. Nice piece of hitting, stayed inside it, and he gets his first big league hit.
See his mother, Dr. Pratt, Dr. Heidi Pratt, with her husband Russ. The brothers are here. High school coach, a lot of friends from Senatobia, Mississippi. There's Dad. Dad's a baseball junkie. They opened up a baseball facility You may have to go down there and check it out, Vinny. It's called The Farm. Baseball facility, as Russ says, in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi. There's a good bunt. That's going to get Pratt to second. And Hamilton will be credited with a sacrifice.
Let's take a look at this swing. That's the two-seamer. That has been a great pitch for Gavin Williams, but yeah, Cooper Pratt able to barrel it up to the opposite field and right into that 4-hole. And take a look at his family. Excited for the kid, Cooper Pratt, who's going to have many, many more as a Milwaukee Brewer.
So he's at second base. Here is Yelich now. Homered his first time up. Worked a deep count. Did everything you want a leadoff hitter to do and more. Got into a 3-2 count and got a hanging curveball, and he roped it out of here to the opposite field. 5 homers, 23 runs batted in for Yelich, who missed a month of the season. Had that adductor injury, the groin injury. Was out mid-April to mid-May. And he is climbing the list. Prince Fielder is in his sights. Most home runs in this ballpark, formerly known as Miller Park, now American Family Field. Ryan Braun is the career home run leader here and for the franchise. One and two on Yelich. And he shoots out into the opposite field. It's down, a base hit. They're going to send Pratt. Throw from center is up the line. Pratt scores. Yelich to second. 4-0 Brewers on Yelich's second RBI.
And second hit to the opposite field, and Cooper Pratt, I'm not sure if he got lucky or if his instincts are that good on this ball that Christian Yelich hit and was almost caught by Brian Rocchio. Would have been doubled off. That is a thing of beauty, that swing right there. But I think this kid read this line drive right here, that was going to be by Brian Rocchio. He knew exactly where he was playing, and this kid's got plus speed to go along with his other tools, able to score easily.
At 6 feet 4 inches, he can really run. Yelich advancing to second on the throw to the plate. Pratt collects his first major league hit and his first run scored in the big leagues.
He's settled in now. This is the same game. That's what he's realizing now.
Jackson Chourio with Yelich at second. It's a foul ball. Think about it. Cooper Pratt will be 22 in August. Chourio is 22. All this young talent the Brewers have assembled here. And there's more coming. Minor league system is stacked.
Well, you think about 2BA, it feels just like different eras that are being layered into this Brewers roster. You had Christian Yelich and Brandon Woodruff, and then you layer in Terang and Contreras. Now Miz and Harrison, Pratt and Lara. I mean, these guys are coming. It feels like the Brewers are going to be very good for a very long time.
Maybe the best guy down there, Jesus Madej, #1 prospect in the game. Brewers have the most prospects in the top 100 in Major League Baseball of any organization.
I didn't even mention Jackson Chourio is going to be a Brewer for the next 8 years, and Cooper Pratt for the next 10.
Chourio spanks one on the ground to Rocchio. Yelich is going to go to third. Hit it hard, but beat it into the ground. It's a second out. That'll bring up Terang now.
That's the thing too, BA, about Cooper Pratt and what he's experiencing, and he's going to have a a very steep learning curve, but I think this kid is going to figure it out. Yesterday, all the off the field things that you got to worry about with your major league debut, and now all of a sudden his first hit, first run, he's gonna realize really quickly, okay, I just got to compete just like I was doing in AAA.
He's got Bryce Terang as his keystone combo partner in the middle of the infield. Great mentor. Bryce spending a lot of time with Pratt, both on the field, in the clubhouse, making sure he's helping him at every turn. Wasn't too long ago Bryce Terang was in that position, and Willie Adames took Terang under his wing.
Hey, right.
Bryce gives Willie a lot of credit for his development and his work ethic in the big leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike on Terang. Yelich at third. And he shoots one left center, well hit, and it's going to bounce off the wall. Yelich is in. Terang flying into second base with a double. It is 5-0 Brewers. We're in the second inning. And Bryce's parents are here watching this, enjoying that moment.
My goodness, just punishing Gavin Williams, the ace of this Cleveland Guardians staff, and that's the sweeper. Hangs it right down the middle, and Bryce Terang, talking about punishing baseballs, off the wall in left center field. Take a look at his parents. Former big leaguer himself, Brian Terang, enjoying that swing right there.
Here's Contreras now. Walked and scored last time up. Runner at second and Terang. That ball's crushed right center field. Going back, Halpin. Oh, he makes the catch. Crashing up against the wall. Taking extra bases away from Contreras. Brewers bringing out the whooping shoes here early against Gavin Williams. 5 runs on the board. Pratt's got his first big league hit. What a start.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Brewers, the official source for your Brewers gear.
Brewers are scoring big early here tonight. 5 runs on the board. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. On 5 hits, including a home run by Yelich. And now we'll see if Brandon Sproat can keep it rolling on the mound. 6 up, 6 down with 4 strikeouts. Bottom of the order coming up. Stephen Kwan will start it. And Kwan to center field, closing is Mitchell, and he makes the play. Garrett Mitchell hit the Jets. The closing speed to put that one away for out number 1. Our Aurora Healthcare defensive play of the game, Vinny.
Yeah, what a great jump right here. Take a look, jump off the bat from Garrett Mitchell. Does that little hop, his prep step, and then a perfect beeline route right to the spot. And he makes a nice diving catch. Brandon Sproat appreciates it.
Brewers one of the best defensive teams in the major leagues. A ton of speed. You see it in their defense, their stolen base numbers, their ability to score from first base, how they cut the bags. It was a complete team. They put a lot of pressure on the opponents on both sides of the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Petey Halpin. Halpin came off the bench last night. He gets a start in tonight's game, playing center field. Second stint with the Guardians. He was in the big leagues a month from early May to June 1st. Then he went back down, but was called right back up just a couple of days ago after the rash of injuries that have hit the Guardians, namely Angel Martinez on the outfield side and Chase DeLauder. So that's opened up some opportunities. Khalil Watson has arrived today for Cleveland, coming from AAA. On the bench tonight, not in the starting lineup. Fly ball to left, routine for Churio. 2 outs. And a chance to hear a word from Landmark Credit Union.
At Landmark Credit Union, banking made easy means managing your money anytime, anywhere. Whether you're relaxing on the couch or sliding into home plate, our top-rated app is a home run.
8 in a row retired by Brandon Sproat. And here's Patrick Bailey, switch hitting catcher, former Giant.
Acquired on May 9th from the San Francisco Giants. Going back in that deal was a player named the Tugboat, left-handed pitcher whose nickname was the Tugboat, Wilkinson. Pitched for Team Canada. Also the 29th pick in the draft. So they actually gave up, it was pretty expensive to get Patrick Bailey over here to the Cleveland Guardians.
And a swing and a miss, a strikeout for Sproat. 9 in a row with 5 Ks, first time through the batting order. A strike throwing machine. He just hit 100 miles an hour. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Miller Lite. Taste you can depend on. And by Northwestern Mutual. Discover a better way to money at northwesternmutual.com. Brewers off to a roaring start tonight in game 2 of this series after winning last night 2-1. Chance to claim the series with a victory tonight. It's 5-0 Brewers. Bottom of the third. Jake Bauers will lead off. A lot of hard hit balls in this game already against Gavin Williams. They gave him the extra rest. Sometimes pitchers don't like that extra rest. You get a little bit out of your routine, your rhythm. And while Williams has good stuff, the numbers are normal. Good velocity, good breaking stuff. He is right in the middle of the strike zone, and the Brewers are making him pay right now.
Yeah. I mean, the Brewers are just absolutely all over his stuff right now.
Ground ball to first. Manzardo will take it to the bag, and Bauers is retired. First time the leadoff man has been retired for Gavin Williams. And we just had a visitor in the booth, Marcus Storm. He was rocking the City Connects. Coming over, he spent a lot of time at Children's Hospital, and he's gone through a tough time, a lot of chemotherapy, but he was out here today, and he's been participating in a lot of the between innings events when we've been in commercial. He took the baseball to the mound, and most impressively was hitting tanks out there in right field when they put the ball on the tee with the wiffle ball bat.
Yeah, we'll see him in the big leagues. A catcher, he said.
Say hello to Marcus Storm, his family, his sister is here, and it's great to have him. Another bouncing ball to Manzardo, and out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the third for Gavin Williams. Brings up Mitchell. He's had a defensive gem in this game, taking a hit away from Stephen Kwan, the guy who takes so many hits away from big leaguers. Kwan, a 4-time Gold Glove Award winner in the outfield. And Mitchell returned the favor.
You got to feel like that Gavin Williams feels like he's got to be perfect in order to, give his team a chance to win. Again, we talked about in detail the struggles on the offensive side of things for the Guardians. Brewers are taking advantage of those mistakes against Gavin Williams. Whenever you feel like you got to be perfect, you're going to make more mistakes over the course of an outing.
Scoreboard pressure adds to the anxiety of a pitcher, knowing he's got to walk that fine line with an offense that is not scoring a lot of runs. It's a bounce back inning for Williams, though. 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout, his best inning yet after surrendering 5 runs in the first 2. Brandon Sproat back to the mound. He's retired 9 straight.
Start the holiday weekend with $1 hot dogs at the Brewers game on July 2nd. The Crew takes on the Reds, and it's the perfect day to bring your squad for the best deal in baseball. Get your $1 dog tickets at brewers.com.
Always a great time. Vinny will put down about 8 of those
Easily.
He's in the feeding window.
Ketchup mustard.
5-0 Brewers as we play in the 4th now. Travis Bazzana leads off for the Guardians. First time through the batting order. Sproat 9 in a row with 5 strikeouts. And a sparkling defensive play by Garrett Mitchell with 5 runs offensively on the board in support. Sproat has really commanded the strike zone. His first 3 innings, 33 pitches, 25 of those 33 for strikes.
We talked about the pressure that Gavin Williams is under to be perfect. Now with a 5-0 lead for the Brewers, that's kind of the opposite story for Brandon Sproat. Pitching with some freedom, pounding the zone, knowing that his stuff plays.
Robert Gasser had a terrific start last night, had a chance at the win. He left the game ahead in the game. Went 5 2/3 last night. Brewers back into the rotation, starting to put some pieces together. Good bounce back for Gasser. Been off to a slow start, but coming back a full year removed from Tommy John and a full recovery. Looks like he's starting to grow into his role as well. There's the first blemish for Sproat. Issues a leadoff walk in this 4th inning. And let's kick it down to Sophia Minnaert. What's the latest on Brandon Woodruff, Sophia?
Yeah, it was a good outing for him last night. Pitched with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers on the road and checked the boxes that he needed to. Pitched into the 6th inning, finished 5 1/3, got the pitch count up to 82. 3 runs for him on 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Here's some of the video from that appearance. Caught up with Woody briefly today, and he said that everything went well. We'll see how he recovers here. They do have their probables lined up for the weekend series against the Braves. It'll be Mizorowski, Harrison, Gasser. So very possible, according to Pat Murphy, that Woody could line up for that next series in Cincinnati.
That's great stuff. And we all had a chance to visit with Brandon Woodruff before the game today. He was in great spirits. And he was a little bit in weatherman mode leading up to this start. That's going to be a challenge. Home plate umpire Ryan Wills makes the announcement. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Good challenge by William Contreras. You can sense that he's a little bit reluctant to challenge in a non-leverage situation, but made the right call right there at the top of the zone. Flips the count from 1-1 to 0-2.
Runner at first. Kyle Manzardo. Strikeout victim his last time up. Sproat has a very good move.
Got 3 pickoffs already on the season.
2 came in 1 game. Vinny talked about his great athleticism. Very quick feet. And that crowd's Manzardo. Yeah, talked to Woodruff before the game. He said he was kind of checking the weather patterns in Memphis where Nashville was playing. He was checking to see in Arizona what the weather was going to be like there. And he in Iowa where the Timber Rattlers were, he said, you know, it's a short little 3-hour drive. The weather looks good. I want to stay on my rotation. There's a base hit. On a 1-2 pitch, Manzardo singles to right. And the Guardians putting up a threat here in the 4th with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, first hit given up in the game by Brandon Sproat. This is just a pitch down in the zone, and Manzardo, who got blown away by a fastball earlier in the game, was ready for that one. And wraps it into right field in front of Sal Frelick. Yeah, but it goes without saying, too, BA, what a shot in the arm this is going to be. Not that they even really need it with how well they're playing, but to get Brandon Woodruff back healthy and get him back inserted into the rotation. And then what that allows you to do, it allows you to have some depth in AAA. It's inevitable that they're going to need it throughout the course of the season. They've already tapped into it. Other teams don't have it. The Brewers do, and they're going to welcome Brandon Woodruff back whenever that is.
He's such a great leader, but he's a better leader when he's pitching. And he's in the wheel. You know, he is out there as an example, obviously taking care of his own business, and he wants to be great as always, but he's also that example that you want all these other young pitchers to model, and you do that better when you're on the mound and active.
Right.
Not that Woodruff doesn't have a role when he's not active, but these starting pitchers, they go watch each other's side sessions between starts. They're a real tight group, and to get Woodruff back in that mix is a really important piece to the puzzle here. All the things that you would say about Christian Yelich on the position player side, that's what you would say about Brandon Woodruff on the pitcher side.
Right, and the youngest pitching staff in all of baseball is now going to get the longest tenured Brewer back into the rotation in Brandon Woodruff.
And I mentioned the fact that he was kind of tongue-in-cheek. He was playing weatherman, meteorologist, trying to find the place to pitch, but it was important to him because he really needed, in his mind, to pitch yesterday. That was an important day for him, not to be involved in a rain out or postponement or have to travel and miss a day here or there. He really wanted to be on the mound yesterday to kind of continue with this progression, and he was able to do that. And there's a walk to Rocchio, and all of a sudden Brandon Sproat, as dominant as he was through the first 3 innings, has walked 2 and given up a 2-strike single, and the Guardians have the bases loaded, nobody out here in the 4th.
And this is going to be the next level of development for Brandon Sproat. This is kind of what the Brewers are waiting for him to kind of take that next step with, is second time through the order, third time through the order. When that pitch count starts to creep up a little bit, can you scatter a couple of balls or have a couple of at-bats that don't go your way and then get right back to domination mode? Got work to do now with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Rhys Hoskins, the batter, takes the first pitch, cutter for a strike. That's one of Sproat's new offerings, and he's been throwing it a lot. He threw that cutter 42% of the time in his last start against the A's. That number is important because it's the most he's used the cutter. And this time backs it up with a sweeping curve, and it's 0-2 on Hoskins. Outside of the fastball, the cut fastball has become his number 2 pitch. 0-2. Hoskins lays off. Spot where he needs a strikeout here. Probably got to challenge him now. Nowhere to put him. 2-2 the count. And he does, and he wipes him out with a power sinker. Big pitch, big out. A strikeout with the bases loaded. And the first out of the inning.
Threw him back-to-back breaking balls down and away with 2 strikes. Hoskins takes them. They were good takes, and then he rams this sinker at 96 in on his hands. And Hoskins swings over the top.
See if he can get the ground ball down. Schneemann takes a ball. Started with a changeup. He's thrown a couple of those already. He's missed with them. He uses that changeup against lefties. Ate him up. Cut fastball, boring in on the left-handed hitter. He is a wild stallion right now.
Yeah.
But man, when it all comes together, if it does, it's going to be something special. You see glimpses of it.
He's 25 years old, Brandon Sproat.
2 balls and a strike. Brewers set up to turn 2 if they can get one on the ground. And a swing and a miss. Nasty sinker. 96 again. Same pitch he threw Hoskins.
A swing and miss sinking fastball. Bottom just falls out of it. And Schneemann, you can really sense how much that dropped with that ump cam.
2-2. Schneemann launches. Big trouble here. Frelick looks up. A grand slam. The Guardians get right back in this game as Schneemann goes deep on a 2-strike pitch. Well, it is equally as bad as it is great sometimes. And that caught too much of the plate. And Schneemann makes him pay. 3rd career grand slam.
Had Schneemann chasing pitches outside the zone, cutter early, sinker later in the at-bat, and then hangs this breaking ball, and Brandon Sproat knew it. Just did not come out of his hand cleanly and just hung it right in the middle of the zone, and Schneemann punished it over the fence.
Chris Hook immediately out of the dugout to the mound. One inning can change everything. 2 hits, 2 walks in the inning. Both of the hits have come with 2 strikes. And the Guardians are right back in it. Already 25 pitches in this 4th inning. Took him 33 to get through the first 3 innings. Here's David Fry. Still only 1 out. Base is empty now.
Brandon Sproat, again, this is what he's got to learn how to do. Just get back into the zone, concentrate and focus on the glove, and drive through it.
He's fallen behind David Fry. Guardians searching for offense, minus Jose Ramirez and Angel Martinez and Chase DeLauder. Ramirez, a perennial MVP candidate. That's a little flare out to Bowers. He'll make the play for the out. And out number 2. Chad Patrick loosening in the Brewer bullpen. It's been a familiar piggyback with Sproat as the starter. Patrick has had a couple of bumps as a reliever, but generally he has been excellent out of the bullpen for the Brewers. Here's Stephen Kwan now.
The goal for Sproat in this appearance right here in this start is, if he can get through 5 and pitch into the 6th, I think Pat Murphy's going to be real happy with that. Although now we have a little check on Sproat.
Athletic trainer Brad Epstein has recognized something. A couple of times after a pitch, Sproat has turned away from the mound and had a slow walk back to the mound without retrieving the throw. Not sure what's going on here with Sproat. Definitely something bit him right there.
Yeah, I saw him grab at his leg a couple of pitches prior, and that one, something didn't feel good.
No sense in risking it right now. So Sproat's going to be taken out, an injury. Chad Patrick has already started his warm-up process. He's going to have to finish that on the game mound. He'll get as much time as he needs, but we have an injury replacement situation here. And in a 1-1 count to Stephen Kwan, Brandon Sproat will be taken out. It was all going perfectly for Sproat until this 4th inning. And immediately heading to the athletic training room. We'll take a break. We'll set up Chad Patrick when we continue.
Hey, Milwaukee fan.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. and by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Well, injury replacement as Brandon Sproat, rolling right along, runs into trouble in the fourth and has been lifted from this game in the middle of an at-bat with 2 outs. 4 runs are in on a grand slam by Daniel Schneemann. And our Gruber Law offices, 1 call, that's all called to the pen. It's going to be Chad Patrick out of the Brewers bullpen. Vinny, he'll get as much time as he needs to get ready.
Yeah, he was cruising along out of the bullpen for the Brewers until these last 2 outings. One in Vegas where he gave up 3 earned runs, didn't record an out on 8 pitches. A couple of home runs given up in that one, and then 4 earned runs in an inning of work. 39 pitches in game 2 against the Phillies. That was Saturday. He's looking for a bounce back opportunity right here and get out of this inning. And then Pat Murphy's going to look for him to get some bulk and hopefully hold this lead.
ERA for Patrick in those last 2 games has jumped from 2.22 to 3.35. 2 games don't make a season, and Chad deserves a lot of credit for the work he's done out of the bullpen. He was a starting pitcher, moved into the bullpen, and he has been excellent in that bullpen until those last 2. So let's see if he can get back on the horse here tonight. He'll pick it up mid-count. It's a 1-1 count on Kwan. Bases empty, 2 outs in the inning.
The last outing against the Phillies, he just did not have the feel for that cut fastball. Let's see if he can find it. He was flying open with that front side quite a bit. Arm was dragging.
Tried the cutter there, missed high. Velocity's up a tick as a reliever. Did a great job as a starting pitcher last year. Among rookies, he was first in starts last year. And that's a walk. So the inning continues as Kwan, a very patient hitter, is aboard. And with 2 outs, it'll be Petey Halpin. 4 runs in on 1 swing of the bat. We'll get an update on Brandon Sproat when it becomes available. On the ground to Terang, and Halpin is out. Patrick gets out of the inning. So a bump in the road in the 4th. Brewers enjoying a 5-0 lead. Daniel Schneemann, his 2nd grand slam of the year, has changed that.
Arlo's Total Wire.
Drone Cam brought to you by UW Credit Union. And a brand new ball game here. 5-4 our score. Brewers lead it. Cooper Pratt ready to lead off this bottom of the 4th. After a 3-up 3-down inning by Williams, his offense has gotten him right back in it. First big league hit in the 2nd inning for Pratt. He'll always remember that one off an ace in Gavin Williams. Pratt singled and scored in that 2nd inning, driven in by Yelich. Yelich and Terang with RBI hits in the 2nd. Brewers scored 3 in the 1st, added 2 more in the 2nd. And Pratt blown away by a big fastball, a big sweeper, I should say. And there's out number 1.
3 breaking balls in a row in this at bat. Strikes out Cooper Pratt. Yeah, spreads out a little bit, shortens up that stride with 2 strikes, but just gets that nasty sweeper by him.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Williams. He's starting to settle in right now. There's David Hamilton. Little tapper, going to be a tough play, and the throw to first gets by. Nicely backed up by Bazzana. Bailey made a heck of an effort to even have a chance, but Hamilton just too fast. He forced Bailey into that kind of motion, and Hamilton reaches on an infield hit.
I tell you what, this is a pretty darn good play right here by Patrick Bailey, just to make it, somewhat close. The throw's just offline. But you have to kind of make a circus play like this in order to get David Hamilton on a little tapper out in front of you if you're the catcher.
And here is Yelich now with a speedy Hamilton at first. Brewers and Guardians steal a lot of bases. The Brewers, a very fast team top to bottom. Hamilton is their fastest player. And Yelich takes a strike. So far Hamilton has stayed put. Sometimes base stealers with a left-handed hitter at the plate will stay put early in a count. You want to create as much of a hole as you can, especially for a guy like Yelich who puts the ball on the ground.
And Gavin Williams is very quick to the plate, but that's going to affect how his pitches play at the plate. Potentially the threat of the stolen base. Patrick Bailey very good at throwing out potential base runners. 32% on the year.
2-1. Yelich takes a strike. Well, now it might be a running chance. 2-2 the count on Yelich. 1 out in the inning. Yelich has hit the ball sharply twice. A homer, a single, and 2 RBIs. And he takes a ball 3-2. And now I bet Vinny's house that Hamilton is running. Both of them. All 3 of Vinny's houses are on the table right now.
Only one's under contract.
Full count. There he goes. And that's a strikeout. And Hamilton with a big turnaround second. Some question whether that was a foul ball or not, but it is indeed a swing and a miss strikeout. Hamilton will be credited with a stolen base. But 2 outs in the inning now.
Thought I heard a little tick. Let's hear it. I think that's the ball skipping in the dirt. And Christian Yelich couldn't pick up the spin on that sweeper and swings over the top.
Let's see if Chourio can pick up Hamilton here with 2 outs. Brewers would love to respond after giving up 4 in the top of this 4th inning. Hamilton dancing at second base. Chourio right field on the barrel, back on the fly. He's at the wall. It's gone. It's a 2-run opposite field home run. Jackson Chourio stays hot. Bernie hits the slide. The reigning National League Player of the Week pops his 10th home run of the year.
I mean, every time this kid swings the bat, you think he's going to go deep. That's how hot he is right now. His 9th home run in his last 17 ball games. You got to be kidding me, with Jackson Chourio to the opposite field. And just the look on Gavin Williams' face after that ball left the yard was like, you have to be kidding me that this kid just took me deep on that pitch.
Terang, a good cut at it, fouls it back. The swing of Chourio from Umpcam.
I mean, top of the zone, letters high, stays inside it. And let's take a look at his reaction. Head down, and they just gave him 4 runs back, and this Milwaukee Brewers offense just took 2 back of their own.
Demoralizing home run if you're on the Cleveland side. Chourio is on a major heater right now. He's got 9 home runs in his last 17 games. 9 of his 10 homers have come in this tight window here. of 17 games. That includes 23 RBIs in the last 17 games.
That's ridiculous. I mean, 9 home runs is a good season for some players. He's got his last 17 games.
What a player. And he's getting better and better and better. Terang strikes out, and that will end the inning with 2 outs. Jackson Chourio, a demoralizer here. Opposite field smash. Brewers lead it 7-4 as we go to the 5th at American Family Field. We got a wild one going. 7-4, Brewers lead the Guardians. Chourio with a 2-out, 2-run homer for every Brewers RBI. Northwestern Mutual Foundation is funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Brewers proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. 7 runs on the board tonight against the Guardians ace. And now we'll see if Chad Patrick can calm the waters. Guardians got a grand slam off the bat of Daniel Schneemann last inning. Brandon Sproat had to leave the game with an apparent leg injury. We're still waiting official word from the Brewers clubhouse. Sophia's on it. And Patrick coming out of the bullpen did issue a walk. First batter he faced, he picked up in a 1-1 count. That walk does belong to Patrick, and then he got the ground out to end the inning. Number 9 hitter Patrick Bailey. And then Bazana and Manzardo. And a swing and a miss. There's the cutter you're looking for, Vinny. Strikeout number 1 for Chad Patrick.
Yeah, it's got that lateral break to it. It looks like Chad Patrick is back. Based on how the ball is coming out of his hand, that delivery looks a lot more timed up. And Patrick Bailey with an ugly swing on a 91-mile-per-hour cutter down below the zone.
And here is Bazana now. Sophia letting us know that the injury to Brandon Sproat is a right hamstring cramp. Which, as far as injuries go, that's kind of the one you want to hear the most.
Right. Right.
Not a pull, not a strain, not a tear, just a cramp. And being very cautious to get him out of the game. You don't want a pitcher having to deal with leg problems. That will certainly affect command, and it certainly could have in that 4th inning. That's what can lead to arm injuries if you're trying to protect a lower body injury. So no problem. Guy like Patrick who can go extended. Got a challenge here.
The batter's challenging the strike call.
Bazana talking to Contreras, saying, what do you think? ABS powered by T-Mobile, and that one.
The pitch is a strike. Cleveland has 1 remaining.
Confirmed as a strike. Ryan Wills had it right.
Half the ball in the strike zone. And you don't want to keep pitching through a cramp either, because that could lead to a strain or a tear. It's a good job by the training staff to get Brandon Sproat out of the game, make sure he's going to be okay.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And did he go? Did not. Checks his swing. 2-2 to Bazana. Talented rookie of Oregon State. Number 1 overall draft pick just a couple of years ago. Already in the big leagues. He's an Aussie. First Australian-born player to go 1-1 in the Major League Draft. First overall pick in the 1st round. And the first ever by the Cleveland franchise. 2-2. Fouls another one away.
The 2024 draft that he was picked in has got talent all up and down, already in the big leagues.
And a again able to check his swing.
He really does know the strike zone exceptionally well. That's part of the reason why he was on a lot of teams top of their draft board. Travis Bazzana. He played second base at Oregon State.
Full count now. Driven into the gap, left center field. Long run from Mitchell. That is going to be off the wall. Bazzana into second base with a double. That was some at bat by the rookie right there. Fought off a number of tough pitches, got himself into a full count, and he delivers with a 1-out double.
That drove this ball that was right down the middle. Chad Patrick just giving in a little bit. Just go ahead and get yourself out. But Travis Bazzana drives it to the opposite field off the wall. Cruises into second base with a double.
So he's there with 1 out. Here's Manzardo now. This game is surprisingly starting to feel hitterish.
Right.
After the Brewers scored early, got 3 in the first.
You thought it was going to be a low-scoring affair with the Cleveland Guardians really struggling offensively. They have 4 on the board. Thanks to a Daniel Schneemann grand slam. Brewers have put up 7 against Gavin Williams.
It's a new career high for earned runs for Williams. There was a wise TV analyst that said this was going to be a low-scoring game. I don't remember where I heard that, but somewhere along the line today.
Rock's working today?
You know.
Is he on the radio side?
Texted in from Europe.
That's right.
Radio free. One and 2 the count. Manzardo singled off Sprode last inning. Kind of got the rally started after a leadoff walk. That was with 2 strikes. Pulled one into right field. Back in a 1-2 count again. And down he goes. Patrick not messing around. Goes with a fastball. Second strikeout for Chad Patrick.
And Chad Patrick's been using this 4-seamer at the top of the zone quite often, especially after he shows the cutter and gets over the barrel of Manzardo, who cannot catch up to it. Good pitch right there.
2 outs, still a runner at second. Here is Brian Rocchio. Walked and scored last inning. Strikeout victim in the first. Rocchio's been great at home, not so good on the road this year, which is interesting. Massive difference in the splits, home and road. Vinny's hitting .330 in his home ballpark in Cleveland, just .209 on the road this year.
Just sees the ball a little bit better at Progressive Field. Sometimes that happens. A little bit more comfortable at home. Where he took over the shortstop job from Gabriel Arias.
One and 2 the count. Guardians have a runner at second. Patrick with 2 Ks in the inning already. And make it 3. Chad Patrick sticks with the gas. Strikes out Rocchio with a 96-mile-an-hour heater. And the Guardians strand a runner at second. A shutdown inning for Patrick.
And a blue moon.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary at the Brewers game on July 1st with post-game fireworks. Fans who purchase a special ticket also get an America's Pastime t-shirt. It's all presented by T-Mobile. Get tickets at Brewers.com.
Work the celebration. We look forward to that. Brewers lead 7-4 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Jumped out early, 5-0. And then the Guardians got a grand slam from Schneemann in the 4th inning. Jackson Churio delivered with a 2-out, 2-run home run in the 4th. In a wild game here. 7 runs on 7 Brewers hits. Guardians have 4 runs on 3 hits. Contreras was robbed of a hit his last time up. Sent one deep into right center field. Nice run and catch by Petey Halpin. He leapt and caught it and crashed into the wall in right center. Gavin Williams is the Guardians' ace. The 7 runs he's allowed matches a career high. The 7 earned runs is a new high. So he's given up 7 runs before, but never 7 earned runs in a start. And the 3 home runs he's given up also matches a career high. Yelich, Churio going deep with 2 homers. There's a fly ball into right field. And there's out number 1. And time to hear a message from Wendy's. Here's the former Guardian, Jake Bauers. Traded from the Rays to the Guardians back in 2018. That's how he ended up in Cleveland. Pretty much a platoon player back then. Always was thought of as a platoon player. He's changed his scouting report, Vinny, as a Brewer.
Yeah, he has. And that trade was for Yandy Diaz, actually.
In the air, center field, hit well on the run. Halpin runs it down. Nice running catch by the speedy center fielder.
That's what he's been doing all year long. Jake Bauers squaring up baseballs to the big part of the field and to the opposite field. Stays back on this breaking ball and just barely gets it in towards the trademark a little bit. Still a great swing from Jake Bauers and a great approach.
Here's Sal Frelick with 2 outs. Brewers have done some damage with 2 outs tonight. Frelick's double and 2 RBIs came with 2 outs in the first inning. Turang's RBI double came with 2 outs in the second, and then the Churio 2-run homer.
Yeah, that double by Sal Frelick in the first, I really think that kind of put Gavin Williams back on his heels a little bit. He's been pitching so well, and all of a sudden you put a 3 spot up against him. He's not allowed him to settle into this one.
Back up the middle, Rocchio ranges over, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Gavin Williams. Brewers have put 7 on the board against Williams. They lead 7-4, 5 in the books at American Family Field.
We're back at American Family Field, and the next time you're here, you can round up to the nearest dollar and help support the Brewers Community Foundation with your purchase at any of the team stores here at American Family Field. Your change can help change the lives of kids and families and help support BCF, all the great organizations and nonprofits that they support throughout the season. So don't forget to round up, guys.
Good swag out there. We're proud to be sporting all of it. We're like influencers now with the way they dress us.
Yeah, we got some nice quarter zips on. These are going flying off the racks like hotcakes since we've been.
They see Vinny in them, and it's like we got to have 3. Chad Patrick back to work. Rhys Hoskins will lead off for Cleveland. 7-4 Brewers. And Yelich and Churio with home runs tonight. 5 of the 7 runs coming with 2 outs in the game for Milwaukee. All 4 of the runs with 2 outs for Cleveland, or with 1 out, I should say, on 1 swing of the bat by Schneemann. Final line on Brandon Sproat, 3 2/3, 2 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, and had to leave this game with a hamstring cramp in his right leg.
Yeah, last thing the Brewers need right now is someone to go on the IL with a long extended injury. Hopefully that's all it is a cramp. We saw Jacob Mizorowski battle some cramping issues earlier this season.
2 balls and a strike. Hoskins takes strike 2. Well, it's a tough outing for Sproat because he was rolling along. Retired 9 in a row to start the night with 5 strikeouts. And then all of a sudden he lost command of the strike zone. And for now, the easy narrative is that he was obviously having trouble with his leg, trying to pitch through it to the point where he could not continue.
Yeah, he went walk, base hit, walk. There's a strikeout there, and then the grand slam.
Swing and a miss. Hoskins strikes out on a cut fastball. And Chad Patrick is racking up the Ks now. That's 3 consecutive outs via the K.
He keeps this rolling right here, BA. This is going to be a story. Chad Patrick with a nice bounce back outing so far.
Hey, you scored a free scoop of fresh frozen custard. Visit culvers.com/brewers to sign into delicious rewards and redeem your free scoop of fresh frozen custard with any order through tomorrow at participating Wisconsin Culver's locations. I got some family here from Texas, some relatives. They've never had a cheese curd, so we got them a Culver's cheese curd today. They're
changed their lives,
completely hooked. I mean, to the point where like they're gonna put their homes up for sale. They might move here.
I wouldn't blame them.
I don't blame them. That's what I keep telling them. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to be in Wisconsin?
Especially this time of year.
Yeah. Next up is the Kringle that Vinny's going to bring.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
O.H. Kringle.
O&H guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big O&H. Otherwise, Benson's is excellent as well.
How much O&H paying you to represent them like that? Speaking of influence.
Well, I get emails and text messages from the other Kringle companies around town.
I bet.
If I don't mention them as well, they're all good.
If there's not a check from O&H in Vinny's mailbox tomorrow, because that man loves him some O&H Kringle.
Oh, my goodness.
He's your #1 fan.
My blood type, O&H.
Say hello to the Kindlers and the Crawfords. Family Kindler, family Crawford in the ballpark tonight. Turning into Wisconsinites right before our very eyes. Patrick's got that fastball humming right now. Another strikeout for Chad Patrick.
After 7 earned runs in his last 2 outings out of the bullpen, Chad Patrick, the ball is coming out of his hand beautifully, and he gets Schneemann right there with the punch out at 96 right through the strike zone.
He has 4 consecutive strikeouts. 4 consecutive batters have gone down via the K. And his last 5 outs are via the strikeout. The only non-strikeout out is a ground ball that ended the 4th. A walk, a double, and 5 Ks. 0-1 to David Fry. Swing and a miss. Oh, 0-2 the count. Little tapper over the mound. Here comes Terang. Scoops it, fires it. What a play. Bryce Terang makes it look easy. Chad Patrick making it look easy right now. Putting up another 0. The Brewers lead 7-4 coming up in the bottom of the 6th inning. UW Credit Union responsible for these beautiful images, courtesy of Drone Cam. American Family Field on a rainy Wednesday night. Get this front pass through, and then beautiful weather is coming. Got a moment here, Vinny. Daniel Espino, been a long road back from injury, making his major league debut. And congratulations to Daniel Espino. He's going to make his debut in Milwaukee, a night he'll never forget.
Drafted out of high school in 2019. He was a first rounder for the Cleveland Guardians. There's his numbers in AAA. Throws 100 miles per hour. A couple of shoulder surgeries in 2023 and 2024. Most of 2025 he missed because of those shoulder injuries, and it's been a long road and a long time coming for the 25-year-old.
Yeah, he has the cheddar, no question. 99-mile-an-hour fastball by Garrett Mitchell. Through all the injuries and the surgeries, Espino lost his father as well. His dad passed away in 2023, prostate cancer. So you can imagine what this moment means to him right now. He's made it. And mom's here.
Yeah, not only to him too, but the whole Guardians organization. This is a big story for the franchise.
We had a major league debut yesterday with Cooper Pratt with all his family in the ballpark here. Much anticipated arrival of Pratt, and Espino with his major league debut here tonight. And he puts Garrett Mitchell away with a fastball at 100 miles an hour. That's how his big league career starts. And his family enjoyed that. So 1 away with Cooper Pratt coming up. Let's check in with Sophia.
Well, he collected his first career hit in his last at-bat, and a lot for him to soak in, and it was a great moment before the game even started yesterday when his teammates sent him out to take the field by himself. And Cooper told us last night that it was one of those moments where he was able to just sort of take it all in. Just the moment of his debut, looking up at the fans in the stadium, packed full of fans, of a lot of family and friends here. And Bryce Trang shared with us that that moment came together pretty last minute in the dugout. He just got the idea. He looked at Andrew Vaughn. He said, hey, you think we should just let him take the field by himself? So Vaughn started communicating that to everybody, and the guys were just dying laughing in the dugout to watch Cooper turn around, realize he was on the field by himself. And Trang said it was all good intention. They just wanted to keep it light for him, kind of give him something to laugh about, and then get back and focus on the game.
Yeah, and it did take a little bit of the edge off as he turned around and saw nobody was out there with him. Look at Trang. Go ahead, kid. You lead us out. And then none of them joined him.
He's thinking everyone's coming with him. That was a good moment. Yep.
His big league debuts. And it touches you because you know all the work that's gone into it, all the people that have helped along the way. This is a game of failure as it is. And the families and those who knew you when you first started, knew you before you were a big leaguer, gone through the roller coaster ride to get here. 2-2 the count. Espino and another strikeout. Boy, this kid is electric right here. Back-to-back strikeouts for Espino, former first rounder. He was one of the top prospects in baseball before the injuries started to take a toll.
He's got an electric fastball. We're witnessing that right now. 18 2/3 innings pitched in Columbus. He punched out 29. He's got 2 punch outs already in the big leagues. I mean, he keeps throwing the ball like this. He's going to be a useful piece for the Guardians in their pen.
It's a Georgia native, Statesboro, Georgia. Georgia Premier High School. Born in Panama. And drafted in the first round out of high school. And Hamilton pops it up. And a dream come true for Daniel Espino. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts. His mother is in tears. You don't think it means the world to these players and their families? What a moment to witness. Toyota game reset. Brewers lead 7-4. A 3-run first. Added 2 more in the second. Cooper Pratt, big news tonight. His first hit. And Schneemann with a grand slam. Got the Guardians within a run. Brandon Sprode retired the first 9 he faced with 5 Ks, and then ran into trouble in the 4th, and then had to leave with an injury. Chad Patrick has been outstanding since taking over for Sprode. 2 1/3 for Patrick with 5 strikeouts. Facing Stephen Kwan to start the inning. Stephen Vogt coming over the long road traveled for Daniel Espino. He's a big leaguer now. He's in the book forever.
He was actually called up on the 12th, so a handful of days ago, and didn't make his major league debut until tonight. So that was quite the performance after having to sit and wait until you toe the rubber for the first time in the big leagues.
2 strikeouts and a little pop-up in his first inning in the major leagues for Espino.
How can you not be romantic about the game after that shot we saw of his mother?
Patrick with a strikeout, another one. That's his 6th. And he starts the 7th inning striking out a guy who rarely strikes out.
That's a backdoor cutter. This is almost an unhittable pitch. And again, love the way that Chad Patrick is attacking these Cleveland Guardians hitters, especially after how he was throwing the ball against the Phillies in Game 2 of that series. Yeah, really nice job for Chad Patrick to bounce back.
Brings up Petey Halpin. Patrick has recorded 8 outs, 6 via the strikeout. And the other 2, 4-3 ground outs to Terang.
He did not know where the ball was going in that outing, and it'd be hard not to start to doubt yourself just a little bit. And he has bounced back and commanding the baseball, driving it through spots to both lefties and righties, all 4 quadrants of the plate. With that line from Chad Patrick. 6 punch outs in the 8 batters he's faced. He's been dominant.
And the lone walk was the first batter he faced, in which he picked up a 1-1 count. He's now facing the Guardians for the 2nd time. He got Halpin on a ground out to end the 4th inning. Brewers won 2-1 last night. Trying to secure a series win with a victory tonight. Brewers did use their top 3 relievers yesterday: Ashby, Uribe, and McGill. Ashby back up and throwing under the watchful eye of Charlie Green. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sean Armstrong looks like he'll be next for the Guardians. Brewers have the top of the order coming up. Yelich, Churio, Terang. Patrick deals, and a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Chad Patrick, number 7.
He's got both the cutter and the sinker working, and the 4-seamer at the top of the zone, has all 3 versions of the fastball working. That was the sinker. An extra late life on that pitch to get Halpin.
Relievers go through the ups and downs in a season. That's why you don't panic after a couple of bad outings. Patrick right back to where he was. Misses with a cutter to Patrick Bailey, number 9 hitter.
We can understand the outing in Vegas, right? 8 pitches without recording an out. Gave up 2 home runs in that appearance, but then comes back 39 pitches in 1 inning of work.
On the ground, Terang. And that's the inning. Chad Patrick just bullying the Guardians with the fastball. A 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. Yelich ready to lead off. It's 7-4 Milwaukee.
Hey, better bet.
Beautiful look on our Potawatomi Sportsbook wire cam here inside American Family Field as the Brewers holding on to a 7-4 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. We're at the Gruber Lofts' One Call That's All Sports Desk. Steve Watson, Tim Dillard here with you. That offense coming out in the top of the order, doing a lot of the damage, Tim.
3 crooked numbers. I mean, that's what you dream of as a starting pitcher. Sproat did okay, got hurt in the process, but Chad Patrick comes in to save the day. 3 1/3 for him so far with 7 Ks and a couple of ground outs. Doesn't even get your blood temperature going any. He has been cool, crystal cool.
We'll talk about Brandon Sproat, his night. We'll talk about the top of the order. That has been the story of this game. B.A. and Vinny, and fitting enough, Christian Yelich takes the plate to begin this bottom of the 7th.
All right, Stephen, thanks. And Yelich facing Sean Armstrong out of the Cleveland bullpen. Gavin Williams, 5 innings, 7 earned runs. Espino, a scoreless 6th inning, and now it's Armstrong. Yelich got the party started tonight. Home run in the first. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. And Christian Yelich let it travel. Opposite field homer, his 10th career leadoff home run.
That's a theme for this Brewers lineup. Up and down the lineup, the ability to drive the ball to the opposite field. Very difficult to pitch to a lineup that has that approach to the big part of the field. How do you set them up?
Yelich followed that home run his next at bat with an RBI single. Slapped one to the opposite field. 2 for 3 tonight. Yelich with 24 RBIs on the year after missing a month. And a swing and a miss. Down he goes. A strikeout. That's how the inning starts for Armstrong. Jackson Chourio had a big moment in this game in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Guardians had just made it a 1-run game. And our Toyota drive of the game, courtesy of the 22-year-old talent, Jackson Chourio, who popped his 10th home run, opposite field 2-run homer. He's got 8 homers this month to lead the majors.
Yeah, establishing himself as one of the premier talents in baseball. Jackson Chourio can hit anybody's pitch out of the ballpark.
Oof, just missed that one. Chourio and Jacob Mizorowski were the co-players of the week from last week. Chourio is first player in Brewers history with 8 home runs in a single month at his age or younger.
And we're only in the 17th day of this month. He might hit 8 more.
0-2 the count. Fly ball to right. Over is Fry, and he makes a catch in foul territory for the out. 2 outs now. Here's Bryce Terang now. Had an RBI double in the 2nd inning. Homered last night.
Talk about another guy that's been swinging the bat well here in this month of June. He's got 8 extra base hits with 12 RBIs. I talked to Jason Lane before the game about what he does well when he's swinging the bat well. It's the fact that he doesn't drift forward. Has that little leg kick, kind of crashes into the ball, but if it's a controlled crash, that's when he's at his best. When he gets too far on his front foot, he struggles.
And a strikeout to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for Sean Armstrong. Couple of Ks. Making our way through this one. We go to the 8th. 7-4 Brewers. Here comes Aaron Ashby. Drone cam courtesy of UW Credit Union. Lively crowd inside American Family Field on a rainy night. Looks like we got some glorious weather coming our way after this front passes us by. Day game tomorrow. And Aaron Ashby, everyday Aaron, is back on the mound for the Brewers as we go to the 8th inning here, Vin.
He picked up his 10th win of the season. That's right. He is 10-0 right now on June 17th. And making his 33rd appearance of the year. He's already thrown 44 innings, and he's been excellent, looking to put up another 0 against the Guardians.
Gave up a run last night to tie the game, and then the Brewers got a home run from Garrett Mitchell that put Ashby in the winner's circle as Uribe and McGill finished it out. Top of the Guardians order with Bazana, Manzardo, and Rocchio, 2 lefties and a switch hitter. These aren't players that Vogt would pinch hit for at the top of his order. Back-to-back managers of the year in each dugout in this series. Pat Murphy and Stephen Vogt. Quite a story in their first 2 years as big league managers.
Was that happened? Back-to-back manager of the year awards given out just twice before. Was it Bobby Cox and Kevin Cash?
That's right. The Brewers had never had a manager of the year at all until Pat Murphy, and he did it twice. Shattered bat, Bazana, and a lazy pop-up to Terang. One away here in the 8th. And a message from our friends at Potawatomi Sportsbook.
When Potawatomi Sportsbook invited me, John Kuhn, to be their spokesperson, I had to join the team.
Yes! Yeah! Potawatomi Sportsbook. Your sport, our stadium.
One out. Here is Kyle Manzardo to face the lefty Ashby. On the ground to Terang. Nice easy hop for him. 2 up, 2 down for Ashby. Aaron is trending as an all-star. The one guy that could have caught him tonight in wins was the Guardians pitcher Gavin Williams, who was 9-3 coming in. The Brewers offense assured Ashby that he will remain at the top of the major league wins total. Wins are one of those stats right now. Not as much weight on the wins as it used to be, but it's also nice to have them. With 10 wins as Ashby sits on top of the major leagues as a reliever. Fly ball, shallow right, and Frelick puts it away in a dominating 8th inning for Aaron Ashby. Right back on the horse. 7-4 Brewers. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Brewers coming to bat.
And a blue moon.
Okay, bottom of the 8th. Brewers in the lead, 7-4. Tonight's Tavern of the Game winner is Countryside Bar and Grill in Harrison. If the Tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they will receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer is courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Say hello to all our friends in Harrison. The trumpet sound for William Contreras as we play in the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-4. The Brewers have the lead. Jumped out of the gates early here tonight. The Guardians bringing on Will Dion, one of the 2 lefties in their bullpen.
They'll get lefties and righties out. It's got a good changeup over the top slot.
Contreras with a base hit. Leadoff single for Wild Bill, his 2nd time on tonight. Robbed of a hit of the 2nd. He's 1 for 3 with a walk.
Jumping all over a cutter at the top of the zone from Will Dion. A good strong swing from William Contreras with a leadoff single. Brewers will take some more runs certainly in this bottom of the 8th.
And here's Jake Bauers now. Brewers home run and RBI leader, Jake Bauers. Sends one into right center, slightly off the end of the bat. And Halpin will put it away for the out. Bauers sits atop the Brewers Wisconsin Lottery home run leaderboard with 13. Terang hit number 11 last night. Jackson Churio just hit his 10th already and his 9th in his last 17 games. He's firing up that leaderboard. Here's Frelick now with 1 away and a runner at first. The World Cup has brought a lot of soccer vibes to baseball crowds here over the last few days. It's kind of awesome. The chanting, the singing. Did you see the game Sunday night at Fenway Park?
Yeah.
When the Scottish fans, all the Scots over. Oh yeah, shirts are off. Making a lot of noise, but there were 5,000 Scottish soccer fans in Boston for the World Cup, the Tartan Army, and they rocked Fenway Park. It was unbelievable.
That's how it felt like in winter ball, right? I mean, or in Japan or Korea.
Yeah,
seriously, guys were fans on their feet the whole time. Getting that vibe here in Major League Baseball.
mean, it's one thing to have the tarps off, but the kilt's got to stay on.
Keep them down.
That's a non-negotiable. Tarps off, kilts on. Two balls, two strikes. And a runner at first in Contreras. And Frelick into right center, a base hit. Contreras thought about it, and he'll pull the brakes. Head back to second. Sal Frelick with his second hit of the game.
Yeah, good to see Sal Frelick swinging the bat well tonight. Had that first inning big 2-out double, and right here he just barrels one up and gets it over the infield. Hard line drive into right center field. When Contreras rightly puts on the brakes.
Pat Murphy's going to go to his bench now. Chance to add on. Andrew Vaughn will get an at-bat here in the 8th inning. He'll face the left-handed hitting Dion Bailey out for a scouting report.
And a scouting report for a left-handed pitcher against Andrew Vaughn is good luck. He's hitting over 500 against lefties this season.
Andrew Vaughn off the bench, a chance to add on. Brewers have a 3-run lead currently. This would be an opportunity to maybe not have to use McGill in a safe situation if you can add on. And Vaughn takes a ball. There are the splits, Vinny.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Patrick Bailey went out there and said, hey man, good luck. This guy's hitting 500 against southpaws.
OPS over 1400. He's got 9 extra base hits against left-handed pitching. Remember, he missed 6 weeks to start the year. Oh, it hits the bag. It's into left field. Contreras will score. And Andrew Vaughn into second base. An RBI double, and it's 8-4 off the pillow.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and Andrew Vaughn gets lucky on this swing right here. Softly hit right off the base. And gets jammed on a cutter. This is the Good Hands replay brought to you by Allstate. Hits off the base and over the head of Daniel Schneemann for a double and an RBI for Andrew Vaughn. Catches a break. And he's done for the night.
Yeah, Blake Perkins will pinch run for him. That's a good day's work. Come on for 1 AB, driving a run. Go shake hands with your seated manager. And now second and third infield in, Cooper Pratt. He's checking off the boxes. Got his first game, his first error, his first fielding chance. He delivered his first base hit and run scored in the majors in the second. Now he's in position for his first RBI. Perkins and Frelick on the bases. And a strike. Bailey came out of the haunches ready to fire to third.
Let's take a look from Umcam on that pitch. That's a cutter, and Patrick Bailey coming up. Couldn't get the grip. Trying to help out his pitcher. Cooper Pratt looking to elevate something into the outfield with a drawn in infield for a sac fly.
0-2 the count. Infield in for the Guardians. And a good take by Pratt. Takes a changeup. I'll see if Cooper can deliver that first RBI as a big leaguer.
A very good 2-strike hitter is Cooper Pratt. Almost had as many walks as strikeouts in AAA. That 2-strike approach spreads out a little bit more crouched.
Brewers signed into an 8-year deal in April, early April, before he ever made an appearance in the big leagues. It's an 8-year deal that could stretch to 10 based on incentives. It's one of the great infielders in the minor leagues, and now getting a chance to show his wares in the big leagues. 1-2, he fights that one off. be 22 in August. Major leaguer at age 21. First rounder out of high school. Eight to 4 Brewers. One out in the 8th. Dion deals. Pratt takes a ball. 2-2 to count.
This is what he does. He battles. Fouling off some close pitches. Takes that one up and in. A little chin music for Cooper Pratt from Dion.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And Pratt into right field, a base hit. One run is in. Frelick. Perkins will stop. Cooper Pratt has his first RBI in the big leagues. 9-4 Milwaukee.
Have a day, Cooper Pratt. Couple of hits. Gets his first big league RBI on this pitch right here. Drives it to the opposite field. Both hits coming to the opposite field for the kid. What a battle. Fights this one off into right. Extends the lead for the Brewers. Oh, we're going to see this kid do this a lot. Drawn in infield. Gets it right past Manzardo. Now he's got to feel good about that one. You know his family does.
Yeah, all those boxes you're checking off. Pratt, big smile on his face. And the chance of Coop raining down on him. I'm sure Cooper Pratt has no idea the history behind that chant and Cecil Cooper. But he'll learn it eventually. And what a legacy to hear that chant once again. Coop. Gary Sanchez will get an at-bat in this 8th inning. He'll hit for David Hamilton. Still only one out. Oh, what a game offensively for the Brewers here. 9 runs on 11 hits. Sanchez fully loose up there hacking on the first pitch. Usually bench players will throughout the game take a number of cuts in the batting cage underneath the stands by the clubhouse. So he's probably already been down there taking a lot of swings.
He's ready to go. He's never been a left-handed pitcher that Gary Sanchez didn't like either. He knows his role on this team. They're ready to hit against the lefties. Come off the bench.
Here's the 1-1. Sanchez into center field, and it's going to be caught. And Perkins forgot how many outs there were. Instead of tagging and scoring, just cost Sanchez an at-bat and an RBI right there. Perkins, normally a very heady player, but he just lost track.
You have to go back on anything that's elevated. You see that Blake Perkins definitely thought that was 2 outs in the inning, and yeah, he owes Gary Sanchez a steak or a beer or a Kringle, something.
Yeah, he'll feel bad about that.
Yep.
That'll eat him up. He's a conscientious guy as it is. Cost your teammate a run batted in. Got to know the out. So it's Yelich with 2 away now. 1st and 3rd. Yelich 2 out of 4. A homer and an RBI single. Brewers have been able to sit down Trevor McGill.
This Brewers offense, BA in the month of June, 7.53 runs per game. That's a run and a half better than the next best team.
Looks like Grant Anderson will get the 9th. And there goes Pratt, and he's going to collect his first stolen base in the big leagues.
Stole 17 bases in AAA, was only caught once. Is showing off that plus speed, but also showing off the instincts to go at the right time. Gets a great jump, gets to his top speed very quickly, in there easily.
Look at that. 113 runs in just 15 games in June. More than the entire month of May. And Yelich fouls it away. 3-2 the count. Got runners at second and third.
You got Yelich back, you got Churiel, you got Vaughn back, but all three of those guys, it took them a little bit just to get it going. And all of a sudden, up and down the lineup, pitchers are having a hard time finding where they're going to get outs.
And that's a called strike 3. So inning is over. Yelich strikes out, but a night of first for Cooper Pratt. His first hit, 1 of 2 tonight. Picks up his first RBI and his first stolen base. And it's 9-4 Milwaukee as we go to the 9th. Well, a 9 for the Brewers, 3 outs away from finishing off the Guardians tonight. They lead at 9-4 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And instead of Trevor McGill out for a save situation, the 2 runs in the 8th means Grant Anderson can attempt to finish off this game. Appearance number 28, Vinny.
Yeah, 2.76 ERA for Grant Anderson. Hasn't pitched since game 1 against the Athletics in Las Vegas, where he covered 2 2/3. Didn't give up a run. Punched out 3, looking to shut the door right here.
Perkins stays in to play center, and Joey O over at third base. First action for Ortiz. He and Hamilton will be in a bit of a platoon at third now. Hoskins pops that one right up the pipe and right down into the glove of Bryce Terang for out number 1.
The Cubs series rivalry baseball is back when the Brewers play the Cubs Friday, June 26th through Sunday, June 28th. Get here early to explore the new UW Credit Union Plaza experience, including a beer garden, kids playground, including a giant climbable cow, live music, food trucks, mini golf, and more.
Brewers sitting atop the National League Central. Cubs are 2 games over right now, despite 2 10-game winning streaks. Cardinals have been hot on the tail of the Brewers right now. It's not quite time to go scoreboard watching, but you can if you're entertained by it. But a lot of baseball to be played. We're 70 games into the season.
Just keep stacking wins, keep stacking series wins if you're the Milwaukee Brewers.
Padres beat the Cardinals tonight 6-1. Game in St. Louis after the Cardinals won last night. Contreras taking a foul ball.
That's on that left ring finger that was broken last year, was surgically repaired. That will never not hurt for William Contreras.
Well, his older brother has essentially stopped catching.
Challenging the strike call.
Schneemann is going to challenge this one. Guardians have 1 challenge remaining. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And that one
is a ball. Cleveland has 1 remaining.
Is in fact a ball. Successful challenge. 1 out here in the 9th. Schneemann hit a grand slam in the 4th. And another foul ball, this time off the home plate umpire Wills.
And right off the mask, William asks him if he's okay.
William says, "Give me your broom, I'll go dust off the plate for you." I don't know if he hope he didn't break ump cam. This is coming right at you. This is why we have ump cam. Oh. Is it still functional is the question.
Look at William.
Now that's a replay. Camera's still there. Two. Foul back. Guardians got 1 run last night. Oh yeah, Camp's still alive. That's good.
I was worried about it,
I know, it was a little touchy there for a minute. Had to resuscitate Cam. Our thanks to Ryan Wills for wearing it for us tonight, giving us some incredible looks. Full count, 1 away, and a little half swing foul. There's the rig.
Oh, can't be comfortable for these guys.
It does change a little bit of the weight. That's why we're grateful to these umpires for allowing us to take you inside the game. Roll over ground ball. 2 outs. Well, the Brewers are out away from back-to-back wins over the Guardians. Took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies to start this homestand. And trying to put back-to-back series wins on the board at home before they head to Atlanta. David Fry, last hope for Cleveland. A Wednesday night crowd just shy of 31,000. And thank goodness for the roof up above. Big storms passing through tonight would have certainly delayed the game, might even washed out the game. We don't have that problem here in Milwaukee. Fry to right field, hit well. Frelick is back. Frelick has room, and that is the ball game. An offensive onslaught by the Brewers tonight. 9 runs on 11 hits, and they beat the Guardians 9-4. Churio and Yelich go deep, and the Brewers pick up win number 45 of the season, Vinny.
Yeah, how about Cooper Pratt, his first major league base hit in his first at-bat of the night tonight. How about his first RBI in his last at-bat? He had 2 hits in the ball game. Churio and Yelich go deep, setting the tone for this ball club. They were 6 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Chad Patrick did a phenomenal job in the middle of this game to get a bunch of outs, and the Brewers have a chance for the sweep tomorrow, B.A.
Patrick will get the win. Patrick, Ashby, and Anderson retire the last 14 Guardians in order. Brewers postgame coming your way with Stephen Watson and Tim Dillard. Sophia will be down there with interviews, and we'll see all of you back here tomorrow afternoon for Brewers Guardians Game 3. So long, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.